Hello and welcome to another review at Drones Visual. Although this video will be more an introduction than a review. As you can see today I'll be introducing the new transmitter iRangeX, which comes together with a tiny receiver called iRX-i6X. Why do I say that this is an introduction rather than a review? Well, because although this transmitter receiver combo is called iRangeX, there's not much difference with the FlySky that is out there in the market already with other than the name. Let me tell you though that today, and let me state the date, 14th of February, in case this offer won't be available later, you can get this transmitter and the tiny receiver that comes included with it at just $39.99, which I personally find a very inviting price. As I was saying, included with this transmitter you can get a tiny receiver, and let me show you the receiver right away. The tiny receiver, just like I was saying, is called iRX-i6X, which is basically identical to the known by many of you already FlySky FS A8S. As you can see, the little tiny fellow, it does iBus, SBUS or PPM, and then here on the left you will be able to see a tiny little bind button next to the antenna. Then on the other side, we have a tiny little connector that I think you should get some wires and with it. I'm not quite sure, but I think you should get some wires with it. Then once we remove the skin from this little fellow, you can see that under is still labeled as FS A8S. I guess that might change later, we will see. And then you can see the bind button that is now exposed right next to the antenna. On the other side we have a connector for the antenna, and the antenna itself, which is rather short but long enough to be used with a mini quad. If we take a look at the length of the receiver, we will see that it's around 20 millimeters, I would say, and then we can see that it's around 14.3 millimeters wide. The weight of this little fellow, I think it is around 1.5. Although to tell you the truth, I can't really trust my scale anymore. I'm not sure if this is a 5 or a 7. I think it should be somewhere from 1.2 to 1.5. And then here we have the iRangeX transmitter. Now if we place this transmitter next to the FlySky X transmitter that many of you already know, you can see that they're pretty much identical. The only visible difference is basically the logo. Let's go ahead then and take a quick look at the menu of the iRangeX. If we navigate to the main menu, we'll find pretty much the same options as in the FlySky X. Let's get in here. Yeah, model select, model name, model copy, RX setup, pretty much all the same options that we can find in the other transmitter. And you can check my review of the FlySky X in my channel if you're interested. But yeah, we pretty much get all the options. So maybe let's take a look at the firmware of this of this transmitter. Let me go here where it says firmware version and press OK. And yeah, well, the firmware name is different, but I think when you compare it both here, you can see that there's a difference in the name and the date, but I think it's pretty much the same. It's just they have changed the name and the date, but that's pretty much it. Just like with the X version of the FlySky, the iRangeX, it allows you to access all the sensor readings in here in your RX setup menu. There you'll be able to select what sensors you would like to use or display them on the LCD. I currently don't have any sensors hooked, but otherwise you'll see them show up here. So in case you want to take a look at that, if you're using a voltage sensor or something like that, that's the place where you want to go to set it up. And then of course when it comes to output, you can select between PWM and PPM, and you'll be given the option to select iBus or SBUS, like we have also seen with the FlySky X before. That's very nice that you can change all that there in that menu. Those of you that are sort of channel hungry and would like to get the maximum out of this transmitter, you can activate, of course, 10 channel in the Aux Channels menu. By default, by some reason, all the Aux channels in these transmitters are off. It's the same with the FlySky X, but you can easily turn them on in this menu and you can also activate the 10 channels if you wish. By default, the max number of channels is set to 6. So I guess, I mean, that's good news for those of you who really need those extra channels. Although, I mean, this is nothing new, as the FlySky X already is offering this. But anyways, you know, you have also the option with this transmitter. Once you have activated the 10 channels, or as many channels as you want, you can always go to the display option or display channels option in the menu to confirm that all your channels are showing up and they're working properly. So here you can go to the display, and I mean, if you selected 8 channels, you'll have 8 channels there. If you selected 10, there will be 10. But by default, you only get 6 channels. But now I have activated 10, so I can see the 10 there. I mean, those of you that intend to use this mini receiver with mini quads, you will actually be very happy, as this receiver will be almost plug and play with many of the mini quads available. Like, I mean, like those that eChine, for example, manufactures. These quads already come with a sort of a plug that you can plug the receiver there, and pretty much once you plug it, your quad will be literally ready to fly. Just assign some aux channels for flying modes and the buzzer if you have one, and you're pretty much good to go, actually. I mean, so it's very simple, and I think beginners also will be very happy with this. Now, in a review that I did before, I mentioned that to enable the aux channels, you need to go to the secret menu in this transmitter, just like with the older FlySky transmitters. But you don't need to do this. As I was showing you before, you just need to navigate within the standard menu of the transmitter, and you can activate those channels in the aux channels menu. So basically, you don't need to do this. That was a mistake when I mentioned that you needed to necessarily access this secret menu to activate those channels. So you don't need to do that anymore. Basically, now you can do it from the normal menu. Those of you that would like to use this transmitter and receiver with Betaflight, remember to access the receiver tab in Betaflight just to check that your channels are centered at 1500. If not, then you can apply some subtrim in the subtrim menu to correct this and try to center them at 1500. So you know that it's good to go here and check out whether your channels are centering properly. So okay, now we can pretty much all enjoy some nice FPV, mini FPV racer with the iRangeX and the mini receiver iRX-i6X. So remember, you can get them both now at just $39.99 at Banggood, and I think that's a pretty nice deal. Although this might be a limited time promotion, so keep that in mind. If you find this introduction useful in any ways, please give me a thumbs up and drop me some comments. If you would like to add to what I have said, go ahead. And also, if you would like to correct anything that I have said, just drop me some comments and I'll get back to you. I'm sure we will benefit from that. If you like the topic of drones and would like to get the latest news and reviews directly from China, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you all in my next video.